Hi everyone, welcome to today's tutorial, and in this video I will be showing you how you can make a popcorn tub. Right, so for this video I have chosen this A4 size document and given a name to the document as well called the popcorn tub. And just before I begin with the illustrations, I would like to also remind you all to make sure that you're in the Essentials Classics options right here. Then only you will be able to see all these tools right here on your screen. Okay, so I will be dividing the illustration into two parts. So in the first layer right here, so when you open a document, this layer 1 automatically comes up. So in the first layer, I will be designing the popcorn tub. So I'll double click on the layer 1 and rename this to tub and click on OK, and I'll go over here to this icon which says create new layer, and this layer 2 comes up. I'll rename this layer 2 as well, double click on this and rename this to popcorn and click on OK. That's it. So first we'll start by designing our popcorn tub. To do that, I'll go over here to the shape tool and choose this rectangle tool. So I do not want the fill for now. I'll add in the colors a lot later. So to remove the fill, just click on this none option right here and I'll let the stroke be the way it is. So I'll just click and drag my mouse to create this big rectangle like that, and like that. So what I want to do is that I want to get this anchor point and this anchor point a little inwards. Right, to do that I'll use the direct selection tool and just select this one anchor point. Notice that once I selected this anchor point, it turns blue and the rest of the 3 anchor points are white. So only this anchor point has been enabled. So I click on shift and select the right arrow key on my keyboard and bring it inside by once, twice, thrice. Similarly on the other anchor point as well, I click on shift and select, and with the help of the left arrow tool, I'll bring it inwards once, twice, thrice. Okay. That's that. And probably I'll also round these 2 anchor points as well. So I'll select this one and select the other anchor points by clicking on shift. I notice that these 2 circles comes up. So this circle will actually help me to round off the edges a little bit. Right? I'll select any of these circles like here and just click and drag my circle underneath inside a little like that. And now the edges have been rounded. And the next thing I want to do is add another rectangle here on the top. To do that, I'll go back to my rectangle tool and just create this rectangle like that. Make sure that it's centrally aligned. To do that, I'll select these 2 and go over here to this align panel, and over here I'll select this horizontal align center, and this will automatically align it centrally horizontal to each other. So in this matter it's already centrally aligned, so there's not much change that happens. I'll let that be as it is and probably round the edges of this rectangle as well. So as you can see, I'll zoom in. Yeah, all these anchor points, wait, so I'll select this, and as you can see, all these anchor points have been selected and the circles come in all the 4 anchor points. So you can just grab one of the circles and just bring it inside like that to make it rounded. And there you go. Now it looks a lot better like that. Now let's add some stripes to this as well. To do that, we'll go to this rectangle tool and just make some rectangles like that onto our tub. So now once this first rectangle is made, let's just manipulate this a little bit more and make it a little bit more thinner. Let's make several copies out of this. To do that, I'll select this rectangle, and once it's selected, as you can see, it becomes blue. Click on Alt and drag my rectangle like that to make copies, and probably another one here. Okay, so I just also want to round the edges of these ones as well, these rectangles as well, so that it matches with the outside tub as well. Bring it up like that approximately. Drag, go over here. Similarly with this anchor point, bring it like that. Okay, so now what we are going to do is start filling it with colors. I'll select this bigger box and fill it in with red. Okay, I'll select the rectangles that we had made earlier, these ones, and fill these up with white. Okay, and just fill this one, and I'll make this a little bit more smaller by dragging it, and I'll make this into a really light shade of grey. I'll select all of them again, and I do not require the stroke, which is the outline, anymore. To remove that, we go over here to this stroke panel, click on the drop down menu and click on none, and our stroke is now removed. Now let's create the popcorn. To do that, I'll first lock this layer so that I don't accidentally delete it or make any other changes to this. Select the popcorn layer and I'll zoom this a little. Right. So I'll come back here to this shape tool, click on ellipse. I do require the color. I'll select on this and I'll drag this slider over here to this orange one. And since popcorn is kind of like a creamish off-white color, right? So we can choose the color like approximately this one right here and click on OK. I'll just randomly click on my document, and over here we can just give a certain size to our circle. So let's make it 8 by 8 millimeter circle like that. Looks good. I'll zoom on this a little bit more. I'll zoom on this so that you can see. Right, so now I want to add some highlights to the popcorn, right? So this one circle. In order to do that, I'll go over here to this pen tool, and I'll also change the color of the fill. I wanted it to be like light orange. And let's start making the highlights like that. Doesn't have to be perfect, it's okay. Like that. And that. So once that's done, we can go ahead and edit this, make it bigger, rounder, more thinner, however, something like that. Rotate this a little, and probably I'll bring it down here. Okay. I'll select the circle and make another copy of it. Oops. And and I'll just make another copy approximately over here. I'll select this and I want another copy right about here on this side. So to do that, we'll go to Object, Transform and Reflect, and if you choose the vertical one and click on Preview, you can see a mirror image is made, and we'll click on Copy. And I'll just drag this over here, looks good. I'll select the circle again, click on Alt and bring this one a little upwards like that. Select this one again, and I'll make another copy right here and probably rotate this like that, and I'll just place it over here. Let's make another one to give it a little bit more depth to the popcorn that we are making. So that probably like this. Place it over here. And let me change the color to a darker shade of brown. So you can go ahead and play around with these colors. I do not want all of them to be orange. Let's take a light brown and probably change this one as well to darker brown maybe. Okay, so this, let's just change the opacity as well. So we come here to this transparency portion. As you can see that the opacity is 100%. Let's bring it down a little and make it 70%. Like that. I'll choose this one and I want to bring it down even further to 50%. Like that. And I'll zoom out a little. I'll select this and probably make this a little bit more bigger like that. I'll select all of them again and right click on this to make a group. So the reason why I made a group out of it, so that if I select this and then just move it around, the entire thing gets selected. Right. So let's start by randomly placing it on our tub. Right. So we can place it over here and make multiple copies like that. So keep placing it, and then we can individually also rotate some of them. That's okay. Like that. Probably let's make this a little higher like that. So if I select this one, probably rotate it outwards like that. So now you can see that the popcorn tub is now started to take some kind of shape. Right. I'll probably take one of them and like just add width. I'll make another copy out of this single one and just add some over here at the bottom. Like that. Okay. So now I'll unlock the tub as well. And I'll just bring this tub layer on top of the popcorn layer like that. Okay. And now you can see our tub of popcorn is now ready. Now let's go ahead and save this file. To do that, we go to File, click on Save As, and you can go ahead and save your document on your desktop or in a particular file, wherever you want to save it. So now see over here, by default our Save As type comes to be Adobe Illustrator. So that's by default, right? So I would highly recommend that we save our file in this format, so that in case if I want to make any changes, I can easily access my AI file. I let the file name be as it is, as popcorn tub, and click on save, click on OK, and that's it. So how do I know that my document has finally been saved? One trick is over here in the name. So right in front of this popcorn tub, there's this one, a new addition which says .ai, which means that our document has been successfully saved as an Adobe Illustrator file. Now that we have come to the end of this video, I hope you found this video to be useful, and with a little practice you can make more illustrations upon Adobe Illustrator. So thank you for watching and keep practicing.